Hello everyone, welcome back to Coil Paul. Right, in this episode it's just going to be a short one and I'm going to run through with you how we've done the cladding on the side of a pond.
Right, so what we ended up deciding to use was, as you can see here, oak. This is an offcut. As you can see, it's rough sawn. So by that, what it means is it's been cut with a bandsaw, so you've still got all the ridges in it. If you look down lengthways, this one's not too bad, but quite a few of them will be cut up like that. So what we had to do was plane down one side, plane down the other, and then pop them through a thicknesser to get them all to the same thickness. So what I'll do, I'll show you a piece now of a plain piece. Right, so this here is an offcut of one of the plain pieces. As you can see, both sides are parallel to each other and both faces are parallel once it's been in a thicknesser. You'll also see there's no cupping on that one. You'll get little splits down here as the wood starts to dry out. It was seasoned, but we left it in the shed for a couple of months or so before thicknessing it down as well, just to dry it out. If there's any moisture still inside it and you start planing it, the stresses will come out and it will start to cup again once you've got it planed down.
Right, so one thing you really need to bear in mind whilst watching this video is I am not a carpenter. I am adamant that I'm not a carpenter. I'm an electrician, my dad's an electrician. We do little bits of woodwork. We try and do it professionally, but we are not carpenters.
Right, so as you can see, on this side we've started to fit the cladding. As you can see, no screws or anything. So what we did at the top here, you put some little fixings at the top. We put slots inside the edges of the oak. Then on the bottom you have some little clips, I can show you them after. They clip into the top with a screw through the centre, and then the next board pushes into it. That gives you then leave a little gap with a spacer or so that it can expand and contract. It has expanded a little bit now because it's been quite wet. Once it starts to warm up, that'll shrink off again. As you can see at the bottom here, we've got little button caps just along there, all the way along. Those are what fix in the bottom piece, so there are screw fixings behind those. As you can see on the corners, we've done some nice little trims. Still got a piece to put down the bottom here. I want to put a few lights along the bottom of the pond, so that's why that piece isn't yet in. We haven't fitted all of the coping stones yet because I want to be able to drop wires down. And as you can see, this side is how we're doing it. So what we've done, we've fitted roofing battens down the side. I believe they're about 35mm or so depth, and then the cladding screws to that. Brought a couple of conduits out just there so that I can put the lights along the bottom here, and then some LED tapes possibly somewhere, maybe down lighting off the bottom of the copings. Not too sure yet what we're going to do about that.
Right, so I've shown you the cladding on it now. On these videos I am trying to be very honest about how the pond's going, anything what we do well and also anything what we do wrong. So what I'm now going to show you is what went wrong with the cladding. Right, so one thing before I show you that, you'll recall in one of the first episodes I was talking about putting something like stone slate cladding or something on. There's one problem with wood, and obviously that's the fact that the wood will swell. The top of it started swelling, the bottom of it started swelling, which then pushed it all up. What we'd done, we'd put all the granite copings on, sealed them all on with silicone, grouted all the grooves. It was all perfectly lovely smooth. Slowly the granite was rising up. Let me turn around and show you.
Right, so what was happening was the wood was swelling and it was lifting this granite edge upwards, which then in turn meant that these granite copings were no longer completely level. The problem with that is I want to put glass upstands along here and along here, along the front. If it was just one side, it wouldn't be a problem because the glass would pivot in. With having corner posts, if you've got a piece of glass running that way and a piece of glass running this way, if that piece lifts up and that piece lifts up, you're going to push the corner post in, which will smash the glass. So we had to remove all the copings. That took a lot of effort. Once these were down, they were down. They are very heavy as well. As you can see, this one's chipped out a bit, so we've now got to replace a slab of granite for that. We've also got to refix them and regrout them all once we're happy that it is no longer swelling. So what we're going to do, we're going to get this, we'll take these cappings off. They've got to come off, they've got to be re-silicon back on once we've got the cables down for the lights and stuff. So we'll get those in, get them all sealed back on, and hopefully they will no longer pivot up, because if they do, once the glass is on, it will smash. Right, so I think the last thing I'll talk about is what we put on it. We used Osmo oil. Sorry, I'll cover that sun up. As you can see, the back is what it would normally look like. If you leave oak naturally, it will silver, as they call it, and I'll show you some of that behind without treatment on, so what that would be like. But with Osmo oil, it'll keep its natural colour as long as we stain it every year or so. Right, just a quick clip of what oak looks like when it's silvered without any protection on it. This is an oak frame, a backdrop of a pond. As you can see, that there has Osmo oil on it and that there doesn't. Right, so I think that'll do it for this video. I'll get this put out. I'm going to do a little video on the granite copings as well. Going to keep them split up. It's easier for people to look at them if they want a bit of information or whatever. Right, if you like the video, please like it. It does help out a lot. It really does for the ratings, get me into recommended bits like that. And please subscribe. Okay, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.